We are
Live.
now. Welcome to the first live edition of Kingdom Come Sports, man. As always, I'm still Jay. And we got the main man, Eric, right here from Kansas City, bro. What an unusual game, man. But
Man,
as promised, if we won, we'd be here live. Uh,
hey, I was ready, man. I had my notes out. I was ready to go. Six and ho, in your words, six and ho.
Six and ho on them. Six and ho. I'll say this. I started feeling a little nostalgic while watching this game. I, in the 90s and early 2000s, championship teams, they had a damn good run game and a hard-nosed defense. And by golly, this is what the Chiefs season is turning out to be. Juju Smith-Schuster had a hamstring that was bothering him in practice. He tried to give it a go and couldn't. Hell, they called me. I'm over here in North Carolina, so I couldn't get all the way to California that quick. They called me to see if I wanted to suit up at receiver because Sky Moore, man.
Man, just leave him on the sideline, dog. Just leave him on the sideline.
And I'll say this. I'll say this too for everybody watching, everybody listening. Mecole Hardman is a 49er beater. I mean,
Man.
he has big games against them year in and year. If we could play the 49ers every week, Mecole Hardman would be an all-pro wide receiver.
You ain't lying.
But game was interesting. Got the win. Kareem Hunt, man, got 78 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. He really should have had 3, but you know what happens.
It happens.
Man, is anybody more happy for Kareem Hunt? Like, isn't this
Bro,
the way? Like,
bro, you know what? I've been really like since he came back, I was really like on him, like dog. Like, if we could get a third Super Bowl, bro, because he missed it in our prime, right? He missed it when we was at our prime. Like he was the run pass option guy. You know what I mean? That was our run pass option number one guy. And just so happened, circumstances happened, you know. I mean, it was a bad situation, but you know, for him to come back and just experience that, because I know when he walked in that building, he said, man, this is where I used to suit up at. This is what gave me my first shot at the NFL. Man, how much I owe Andy Reid. I messed up my opportunity. That's on me. Now, look at God. I get another opportunity to come back with these boys and get a championship. Not only any championship, an historic, never done before championship.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I don't see how you beat Kansas City right now, because if I told you that Patrick Mahomes would have a 44 QBR and he'd throw 2 picks and no touchdowns, you would take that if you was playing Kansas City. You'd be like, oh, yeah, we got him. But, man, that defense shows up, man. They picked Brock Purdy off 3 times, and Hicks is going to be a stud. Listen to me. Hicks is going to be a stud. We need to get old 35 healthy. We got to get Watson back healthy, because
Watson back, yeah.
13 ain't the answer. Oh my God, he's not the answer.
Oh man, you know what? I knew they was gonna go to that side though. When he went out, I was like, they gonna go to that side.
I mean, what was you gonna do? Go over there and try Trent McDuffie? Like,
no,
come on,
no.
like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, as a person who looking at the game, I mean, if you're a quarterback, would you go to the all-pro corner, or would you go to this guy who just got out there? And 13 looked like he didn't even know what was going on at some point. Like, the dude was wide open. Like, I ain't talking about just little open. I'm talking about like wide open. Like, the only thing he could have did was drop the ball.
You know on that one joint with number where he called, I don't know how many yards it was, but the long pass down the right sideline. Listen, bro. And Tom Brady said, oh, he got him with a double move. Man, he got that man with the threat of a double move. He didn't.
Right.
It was a
He
shoulder
didn't do
shake.
a double move.
It was a shoulder shake. As an NFL corner, you cannot fall for a shoulder shake. I mean, dude, the shoulder shake got him 10 yards of separation. That's unheard of.
Bro, he did. I mean, and I'm trying to give him some grace because he just got out there, bro. He didn't know what he was doing. You know what I mean? He
wasn't warmed up, nothing. Like he
trying to figure it out. I'm pretty sure he went over there like, Watson, you really hurt?
I mean, and I'm pretty good at knowing everybody, man. I didn't even know 13. Like I didn't even know him. I think his name was Jones or Johnson, something like that. But whatever it was,
nobody knew him. That's why they threw the ball over there to him.
Yeah,
but that wasn't enough.
But the biggest thing in this game for me is after the tip ball interception, Pat threw the first interception, tip ball, not his fault at all. Tip ball, lineman tips it, lineman interceptions. Really great play, right? But after that, they had a camera shot of Andy Reid over there talking to the offensive lineman, and they stepped their game way up after that. And that was the difference. I mean, that's where the running game started. That's where Pat having time to do whatever he wanted to in the pocket started. And then that second, the second interception where Xavier Worthy fell, the corner was handsy, and then their feet got tripped up. You could have called pass interference on that off of the hands. The foot trip,
illegal contact.
Illegal contact at the very least, exactly. But you know what I'm saying? That was about to be a monumental play. And then also, you could have called PI on that third down where he tried to hit Kelsey down that same right sideline.
Right, because he didn't get his head around.
And Ward had tripped him up first. Kelsey had to get his balance to even come back to the ball. So
right.
But San Francisco played an unusual dirty game, like where they had all sorts of penalties. And that's just not San Francisco ball. I really think that, barring their injuries and everything, I think that this Chiefs team is in their head. Like, you see that arrowhead on the helmet, you're like, man, God, dog, not these dudes again. I mean, because this, dude, you lost by 10 points, and again, Pat Mahomes had 0 touchdowns and 2 INTs. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even tell you. Xavier Worthy, after Juju Smith-Schuster went down, Watson caught a pass. I can't tell you another receiver that caught a pass. There was a Sky Moore attempt pass. Oh, Mecole Hardman caught a pass, but he was killing on them jet sweeps. You remember I said that. So Pat made me look bad with the 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. That didn't happen. But I told you, I said, man, the 49ers, they play downhill. They are susceptible to jet sweeps. And by golly, jet sweeps worked all day long on them.
I thought Worthy was going to take that one jet sweep to the house. It just so happened one of the linebackers happened to get up in this path. But without that happening, he had a free freight train to the end zone.
What was your play of the day?
You know what, man? I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Pat Mahomes running for like 33 yards, and he trucked a would-be, I say it was a corner. Maybe it was a corner, maybe it was a safety.
Safety, number 6.
Yeah. I mean,
at number 6, he tackled the mess out of Kareem Hunt, and he knocked Xavier Worthy out the game for about 4 plays.
Right.
And Pat lowered the shoulder with that hit stick. That was my favorite play of the game, man.
That was my favorite play of the game, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, him getting loose, him stopping and going. I thought he was running out of bounds. He stopped going. He let the man run right past him and kept going.
It was almost like he said, "What?"
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, I'm not going out of here." But man, bro, it was a great game to see. What I really wanted to point out, though, man, was the play of the defense, bro.
Defense definitely
the
stepped up
defense
big.
is just on another level. I mean, they just on another level. And you know what's crazy? They don't get a lot of sacks. I think they got maybe one, maybe two.
One.
One, right?
They did a really good job of double teaming Chris Jones all day. Really good
They
job.
contain. The secondary is lights out for most of the game. They don't get sacked. They don't get a lot of sacks, but they get a lot of pressures. And they make you throw the ball when you don't want to throw the ball. And if we're up, like I said before, if we up by 10, it's going to force them to throw the ball more than they want to. And then they're shutting down the run. They're shutting the run. They didn't start getting runs till like the second half of the game. Like third, fourth quarter, they started trying to get some run going. But at that point, it's too late because now you're working against the clock and you're working against the scoreboard.
46 yards for King Henry was the highest running back yard totals. Now, truth be told, you can't throw that stat out without saying that Lamar Jackson had 122 yards rushing against him. But what you gonna do? If he running, he ain't throwing. So you all right with that. You gotta, what I'm saying. There is no game plan to stop Lamar Jackson. So you know what I mean. But 6-0 with the Raiders coming up next. And I think I was watching. I think the Raiders lost to the Rams today.
Yeah, they lost today. They lost today. They're not going to. The Raiders don't really have a quarterback. What's my man name?
O'Connell got knocked out, and then so
O'Connell got knocked out, and what's my man?
Minshew, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. Minshew is. I mean, he's okay. He can make it happen, but you put some pressure on Minshew, he's liable to throw the ball to anybody, including the other team. So Minshew's not really a thing. They lost Devontae Adams. He's not there. I mean, always in division games are always some of the hardest, but
so their number one receiver
I see
is
pulling it out.
Jacoby Myers would be their number one, right? That's going to be interesting in itself because he's not a number one.
Right.
And with the way this defense is playing, listen, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record until something different happens. Right now, Patrick Mahomes has 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Like he's going to turn it around because he is Patrick Mahomes. But again, the most important stat is win. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm $50 richer today, man, because my brother's a 49ers fan, and he put his money where his mouth was, and
Yeah, there was a lot of 49ers. I was at the barbershop the other day, man. The 49ers fan was everywhere, saying, hey, man, we never beat them, but this is our time. They hurt. Yeah, man. And, he didn't know I was a Chiefs fan until he seen my shirt after the man took the apron off of me. But, they not like us, Chiefs, a pearl on. Just let them know, man, you're just rooting for the wrong team, man. And I'm not mad at you, but you're just rooting for the wrong team, man. It's okay, man. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward, and I am one game closer to dreams come true season. I knew they was hurt. I actually thought the game would be a little bit closer. I didn't see a blowout, but I didn't realize. But then I seen Deebo Samuels only did 3 plays, and then he was done, and he wasn't 100%. Brock Purdy played a decent game, but those 3 picks pretty much eliminated everything they was trying to do. They just not ready, man. Just not ready until they get healthy, and then maybe they'll show up a better competition. But right now, man, there was never a point in the game where I was like, and I think they got within 2 one time. They had the Worthy interception. They had the slap up with old boy knocked the ball up, and they got the interception. But as far as like a bad decision make on Patrick Mahomes' part, that never happened.
Yeah, they went up 3-0, and then it was 14-3, and then it was 14-12, and they stayed on 12 to the last drive of the game.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
I think what the time of possession, we had way more time of possession. We're just running the clock at that point.
Yeah, and before we get out of here, I gotta say this. Gotta say this, man. Heal up Brandon Ayuk, man.
Oh
They
yeah, that
suspect
was
that an ACL is gone. Also, totally unrelated game. Deshaun Watson. It looks like his
yeah, he's out for the
Achilles is.
year.
Yeah, and that's not like a season-ending injury. That's usually a calendar year. Like that's usually 12 months. I don't know
Right,
how Aaron Rodgers. Well, he threatened to come back for Christmas, but it ended up being a year for him too. So
right. He's done, man. And
yeah,
nothing against Deshaun Watson, bro. But I said this earlier. I was talking to somebody else and we was talking about football, just happened to be talking. He's a Cleveland fan. And I just said, man, when you take a quarterback out of the game for a year, 2 years, stuff like that, bro, the game evolves so much,
mm-hmm.
so fast that it once you jump back in, unless you really like that, I mean, and I'm talking about in the playbook, really watching film, and you really in it like that, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same, and you ain't got the same offensive coordinator. Your wide receivers ain't the same. Y'all trying to figure each other out, and you ain't been there long enough for y'all to figure all that out, right? Because last year he got hurt half the season, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
he last year he missed that. So y'all never get on really the same page, and they put all their money into this one player, and it's pretty much over with. You know, they pretty much they season's over with. They looking towards next year and what draft picks they might have and what they can do at that point because unless they bring Flacco back or something, I don't know.
looking at their season being over with. Um, I think with the loss today, Tennessee Titans season is over with too. And I'm only bringing up the Titans. This here's a Chiefs podcast, so I'm only bringing up the Titans for one reason and one reason only.
One reason only.
Hey D Hop, answer your phone, man.
I know, man. Go and pick up the
Answer,
phone, man. Hey, we need you,
answer
dog.
your phone, man.
We need you, dog. I know you want to ring, man.
What's the area code over there in Kansas City?
816.
It'll be an 816 number, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, just come on over, man. Look,
It'll
hey.
be an 816 number, man. We'll work out the financials. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't you worry about it.
Hey, I know you're not happy over there.
And what better way to put a stamp on that Hall of Fame career than with a Lombardi?
Exactly. And you know you want one, man. You ain't out there taking them hits and taking them tackles for nothing, dog. Go on and hey, man. Go on and suit up, man. Get you some. Hey, get that red, white, and yellow in your life, man. You know what I mean?
You need that Lombardi, man. Come on, line up. You ain't got to be what you was. All you got to be is better than Sky Moore.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on. Hey, man, it is what it is. You gotta. Hey, what up, Chris? Chris on here support, man.
Yeah. I see him.
City Roar, Motor City Roar, in the building.
Hell of a win today, man. For the Lions, hell of a win.
Oh man, that was a good game, bro. And I picked the Lions, and I thought the Lions might blow the top. But when you really look at the overall of that game, bro, the Lions really had that game, bro. They could not stop their offense, bro. Their offense was rolling. They had some mishaps. Oh boy, fumbled the ball. Like everything Minnesota was getting was really off mistakes. You know what I mean? It wasn't because they were just a better team like that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we don't want to know you like that, Chris.
Yeah, we don't want to know about your stomach, dog. It's cool because
but
that was a big ass knot, dog.
But yeah, heck of a game. It was some decent games today.
You know who let me down today though, dog? On my picks, the Texans, dog. New England was my fault because I don't know why I picked New England. I was looking for the upset this week, but it wasn't in New England. But Texans, bro, they just crushed me right there.
He's right now, Chris. I'll say this right quick. He's worth every penny that y'all paid him in the offseason.
Yeah, that's looking like a good deal.
You, I'll say this here, and I won't ever say it on Man Down on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. West Coast. Make sure y'all check us out there. But I'll say it here. He might add 3 letters to his name, and the last letter is P. You know what I mean? You can figure out the other 2.
Right.
Right now, he's probably playing the best football that I've watched in the first little bit of quarter, a little bit, almost, yeah, in the first little 7 weeks of the season, he's playing the best football that I've seen. And you know, there was a debate a while ago if he was even a top 15 quarterback. The answer is a resounding yes. Resounding yes. But you know, a win's a win for the Chiefs. And again, checking out next, you got Vegas. And here's the thing, right? You can't take any division opponent lightly.
Lightly, exactly.
But if you go back to last year, Vegas is the last team that beat the Chiefs at home on Christmas Day.
Yeah. But ever
I
since
don't see that happening.
Ever since then, boy.
I don't see that happening.
I take that L because ever since then, they everybody jumped in the Cadillac and went straight to the Super Bowl.
You know what, man? I'm looking at this schedule, man. I'm not even worried about that Tampa Bay game anymore. The first game that I'm worried about is
the Bills.
No, absolutely not.
I know you ain't worried about Carolina.
Man, Carolina got the Sir Purr beat out of them today.
Hey, I was on the phone calling up the domestic abuse hotline.
They got as a North Carolina native, man. They got the Petey Pablo beat out of them today. They got they got the twisted around your head spin like a helicopter beat out of them today, man.
Hey, man, I was calling my homeboy. He's up in Bahrain. My homeboy. Shout out to Mike Harris. Man, matter of fact, when you put this on YouTube, I'm gonna send this to him. But Mike Harris stayed up to midnight because it's midnight over there in Bahrain watching the game. He said that this shit was not worth him losing his sleep over.
Man, it's tough being a Panthers fan. It is tough,
man.
And like I said, I'm out here in Panther country, man, and it's tough.
It's hard, man. It's rough, bro.
Now the game that I think may put the one there, and KC fans, man, don't kill me on this. After Tampa Bay, it's a little trap game sitting there against the Broncos. Of course, the Broncos aren't as good. You know what I'm saying? And it's in Denver. It's in Mile High. Historically, it'll be rough. I predict we win that, but I think that game will be a lot closer than. And if we lose one, that'll be the first one. Like, because playing Tampa Bay, and that's going to be a hard win, and then after Denver is Buffalo. So right there, sitting a nice little sneaky little trap. Nice little sneaky little trap. You know what I'm saying? So just keep an eye on that.
I see it, bro. But I'm predicting we don't have, that's my dream, is that we don't have any losses. We go undefeated and we win the Super Bowl, which is unprecedented. It'll be a historic win, and the Chiefs franchise will be the most dominant franchise of the last 5 years. Last five years, pretty much.
Well, they're already that. I would say if this happens, they'll have the best 5-year run of any team in history.
Of any team in history, exactly. That could be a trap game. But the way we're playing right now, bro, The defense is playing. I'm hanging everything on the defense this year. Myself personally, I think the offense is doing just enough to get the W. Go ahead. So I think we're doing just enough to get the W. We running the ball effectively. Play action pass. Mahomes missed a couple of deep throws, but they was there really for the taking. He overthrew Worthy on one. Worthy fell on another one. If he had caught that one, that looked like it was wide open. So at the end of the day, bro, the defense is shutting everything down. You're not able to run the ball at all. Pretty much held them to probably the lowest running that they've done in modern in the season this season.
Yeah, he was the second. Jordan was the second leading rusher in the of the in the NFL. Even though he got hurt early last week against Seattle and didn't even finish their game, but he was still number 2 in rushing.
Exactly. So they're not letting you run the ball.
And I tell
you got to
right
pass,
now,
and your quarterback got to be like that, fitting it in a tight window, because that secondary is playing strike coverage. Spagnolia's defense plays man-to-man defense, brings the rush with the front four, puts enough pressure on you that you'll make a mistake. And you're going to make more mistakes than we're going to make. And that's what I'm banking on. And that's what I think is going to get us to the promised land in January, February timeframe.
Real quick, he had 14 attempts for 58 yards, 4.1 average. And his longest run was 26 yards. So literally, he got most of his yards on one play. Dude, so Pat Mahomes, he was 16 of 27, 154 with 2 INTs. Brock Purdy was 17 of 31, 212 yards with 3 INTs. And Noah Gray led the team in receiving, 4 receptions, 66 yards. And then their tight end, George Kittle, led them with receiving, 6 receptions, 92 yards. And that, my friends, is how the West was won.
Bro, that goes back to my once we up by at least 10 or more. Once we up by 10 or more, you got to throw the ball. We playing sticky man-to-man coverage. We putting enough pressure on you that you got to throw, and we gonna send a rusher your way every now and then. It's just too much for the average bear, man.
You know absolutely.
Love too much for the average bear, man. So you're gonna make some mistakes. Like Purdy's a safe quarterback. Purdy don't make he don't throw 3 interceptions like that. Why is he throwing 3 interceptions? Because the pressure's on him. He don't want to take a sack. The clock's running down. He throws an in-air pass right into the end zone, he threw it in Hick's hands. And then that other one the first one he threw was into Reed. He didn't even see Reed. So those kind of plays that he's playing, he just, it's just too much for the average bear, man. Like I said, they just not like us, man. As the famous West Coast anthem is going on right now. They just not like us, man. The defense is playing lights out. The offense is doing just enough to get the job done. They running the ball behind the interior offensive line. Kareem Hunt's gonna get 3 to 4 yards per carry. Crossing routes, screens, jet sweeps. That's our bread and butter. And we had a couple opportunities to get some big explosive plays, but they just not there right now. But I think Worthy's learning the route tree, and we need a number 1 over the middle receiver. Kelsey, oh man, I sure thought that should have been a pass interference, but Kelsey, I think Patrick threw the ball just 1 second or 2 too late because our boy was able to recover. But other than that, man, we own one, bro.
If my quick stat search is correct, this is his first ever 3 interception game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't do that. He's a safe, reliable. He's Mr. Reliable. Like you call the play, he runs the play exactly as it's called. He's not going to do too much. This game, he was forced to do too much because they down by 10. Back to my other point, right? He down by 10. You got to throw the ball. What you gonna do? You've been trying to run it. The run ain't really worked out. And the clock's ticking, so you can't just run. Now what you gonna do?
Man. Well, this two
and the
quick
rookies
stats.
is getting the interceptions. It's not I mean, with the exception of Reed,
right?
You know what I'm saying? The rookies is getting the interceptions.
Two quick stats that I'll bring up. Right. Number one, dang, I forgot the other one. Dang. Number one. Oh no, he said he threw 3 last year against Baltimore. Maybe 4. Bet. Yeah, I knew he threw a shitload against Baltimore, but I ain't think it was 3. But two quick things that I'll bring up, man, before we close. Number one, Andy Reid has improved to 22-4 after a regular season bye week. That is phenomenal. And number two, he talked real big about cleaning up the penalties and turnovers. We got the penalties cleaned up. Like, we clean up those turnovers. They're still look. We're 6-0, the last undefeated team in the NFL. And there's still much to be desired with this Chiefs team. There's still a lot to clean up. There's still work to be done. Listen, if you look back to last year, it was Christmas. It was after Christmas when Kansas City hit their stride. Once that stride is hit, bro,
everybody got in the car.
and that's still to this year. Once that stride gets hit, man, league need to buckle up. But I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all out of here, man.
Hey, I just got one thing to say, man. To your point, you're right. We are 6-0, and I just want to let all the Kansas City fans know out there that we haven't even gotten to full strength yet. We haven't even, Hollywood Brown is out. Pacheco's not back yet. So we 6-0, and we're not even at full strength yet. We look like Juju was out this game, but for somehow, some way, we just continue to make it happen. They not like us. Kingdom Come Podcast. We in this thing, man.
Hey, D-Hop, pick up your phone, man. Yeah, pack your
Don't
bags.
pick up your phone, man. Hey, man, we just trying to put some money in your pocket and get your ring, baby.
Word on the street is you like barbecue. Word on the street is you like barbecue, man. Come get you some, man. Hey, but as always, man, you can catch us Thursday in the week for the week 8 preview. Vegas week. And then you'll catch us after that game too for a recap. Make sure you guys go over to YouTube, man. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hey, man, get those likes up, subscribes up, shares up, man. As always, we appreciate your time, each and every one of you. And we'll never keep you here long, man. Chiefs Kingdom, man. Kingdom Come Sports, we out. If I can hit the buttons.